Welcome back to the Caregiver Minute, where every weekday family and professional caregivers gather to refine their skills, gain inspiration, and prepare to serve. A quote I love says, "He who takes but never gives may last for years, but never lives." I don't think anyone understands that more fully or lives it more completely than family and professional caregivers. But there's also a quote that says, "Dull knives don't cut very well." Both are true. There's give and there's take in life. And the more we're trying to give, the more we need to prioritize rest and recovery. The more you're cutting with a knife, the more you have to take time to sharpen it. And I think that's a bigger risk for caregivers. I was talking to a client the other day who is the spouse of a man living with Alzheimer's disease, and she was feeling overwhelmed and frustrated and burdened, partly because there were some additional family things going on with one of her children that's just added a lot to her plate. And one of the things that she hadn't specifically done was to try to ramp up her recovery time to help counterbalance the additional responsibility that she was experiencing in trying to give not only to her husband, but to her daughter and grandchildren. I think it's really essential that the more that we add to our plate and the more responsibility that we take on to give to others, the more we have to prioritize counterbalancing it by having dedicated time to rest and recover through everything from a walk to meditation to some light yoga, maybe a sauna session, talking to a good friend, reading a book that we love. There are all sorts of different things that we could do to actively recover. But the more that we're going to give, the more we have to actively recover and fill the tank back up so that we have something to give. It's very easy to take on additional responsibility and to just add something to the list and have one more thing to check off and somehow squeeze it in. And it's been said, if you want to get something done, give it to a busy person. Busy people find ways to get stuff done because they choose to. But I think we don't actively and intentionally enough plan our recovery time. If we can focus on counterbalancing all that stuff that we're giving and making sure that we're refilling ourselves so that there's something left to give, then we're more likely to keep things in proper balance. So if you add something to your list to do, you either need to take something else off the list so that you have time to do that new thing, or you've got to find a way to add in more recovery time, or things will start to get out of balance, and ultimately, you won't have much left to give. So today, I hope you'll take some time to consider how much you're giving and how intentionally you're prioritizing your recovery. You can't give in a big way if you're not also recovering in a big way. And maybe there's room for all of us to improve just a little bit in that area. I hope that thought's helpful to you, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for another episode of the Caregiver Minute.